This week on Unlearn to Transform podcast. They got a whole lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, but on social media, they make it look good. Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in for another episode of Unlearn to Transform podcast. I am your host, Victoria Hamilton. I am a certified life coach, and thank you all for tuning in. Well, welcome to Unlearn to Transform podcast, where we uproot, dissect, and unlearn limiting beliefs that are stopping us from becoming our higher self and from reaching our purpose, because we are here for purpose. Okay, so before we get started into the podcast, of course, I have my handy dandy affirmation cards. So again, these affirmation cards is called Rethink Affirmation Cards for Mindful Life and Daily Actions. I love these affirmation cards. They always, for some reason, resonate with me because who don't need a little bit of, positivity pouring into us. So I'm just going to go ahead and shuffle this real quick, and then I'm just going to pull one off the top. Self-expression. Ooh, this is good. This is good. And for some reason, the universe always, I'm not going to say always because this is the second episode, but they always resonate with what the topic is for the podcast. So, self-expression. I confidently and genuinely express myself free from fear of judgment. I share my thoughts and emotions openly and honestly. I enjoy being heard and understood and connecting with others on a genuine level. Self-expression, y'all. So that is awesome. Self-expression, of course, it resonates with me. Self-expression has a lot to do with self-love, because when you choose to express yourself, you are choosing to be authentically you. But when you choose to stray away from who you are, and instead of expressing yourself or saying no, because this goes into boundaries, having boundaries, self-expression. So if someone is asking you to do something, and instead of saying no, you choose to say yes, you're not expressing yourself. You're not being honest about who you are. Okay, so express yourself. Make sure you say no and set boundaries. Setting boundaries is a part of expressing yourself, and it is a part of pouring into your authenticity within yourself. Okay, so that is one of the affirmation cards for the day. Now, before we get into the episode, again, I want to remind you all, if you want your business to be shouted out on this podcast, I need you to email your girl at unlearntotransformpodcast@gmail.com. And while we're going into this, I'm going to give a shout out to my small business, which is going to be a big business, is Hamilton Clothing Collection. Okay, it is a luxury apparel collection of clothing, and I am getting it back started. I didn't really get to jump into the summer line or the spring line because of my baby, so I had to take a step back. That's part of me setting boundaries. But now I'm in this season where I am unstoppable, and I am going to pursue all of my businesses step by step, and being patient and letting God lead me the way. Okay, so I'll drop the link for my website. I'll show you the logo. I should put it like right here so you all can see my clothing line. Okay, so on this week's episode of Unlearn to Transform podcast, the limiting belief that we are going to be talking about, I don't think that they will like the real me. Okay, I don't think that they will like the real me. So the whole point of this limiting beliefs is to dissect people wearing masks. Okay, a lot of us wear masks throughout our day-to-day lives, but before we get into mask, let's look up the definition of mask. Okay, I'm in a season where when I say words, I want to actually look in the definition. This goes back to uproot the limited beliefs, because someone could tell me, hey, what a car is or whatever, but I never actually looked up the definition for myself to know if that's true. So masks, okay, what is the definition of mask? A mask is worn as a disguise covering all parts of the face. Typically, a mask is worn on the face for protection. It is also worn for performance or entertainment. Okay, y'all? So that is the definition of a mask, which is going to coincide with people wearing masks in real life, y'all. Real life. And it is hard to actually come across someone who is really, truly, authentically themselves. At work, they're themselves. At school, on social media, with their family, with friends, they're always the same person. It is very, very rare that you will find that type of person, because sometimes we use masks as a protection from our personal life. Sometimes we use masks as a protection or as a defensive mechanism to protect us from certain things or certain traumas. Okay, so I'm going to give a little bit of personal experience of people that I've encountered that wore masks. Now, let's get into the coworkers, honey. Y'all know it's always that coworker that want to try you at work, but if you see them in the streets, they not about their life. You know what I'm saying? Like, they will try you because they know that you need this job to pay bills. Okay, that's why entrepreneurship is calling me, because sometimes these people, they know that everyone in this building is here for a check. So why don't I go ahead and antagonize this person? One, if they react, they're going to lose their job because I'm going to report it. Okay. Two, let me go ahead and do it because I know I can get away with it, and that's how I be feeling, like, that I could really go there with you, but now I have to choose to be humble about the situation. And now I got to call this vent about this person because I really want to cuss them out, but I really need this job. So this person, they'll wear a mask because you ain't out. You're not about their life outside of work. So whatever trauma or whatever you got going on outside of work, you bringing it here. Okay. But you already know you're not about that life. You're not about that life. Okay, so coworkers definitely wear a mask. Let's talk about school, classmates. We all know that classmates, kids, they wear masks too. Some kids, they go through certain traumas at home. So when they get to school, they a bully or they stay to themselves. They have to wear a mask on to hide what they're actually going through. Okay, so that's why it's good to have great teachers who can actually identify those traits and help kids, get in touch with the parents. And sometimes the parents don't be wanting to hear all that, but it helps to reach out anyway, because you're planting the seed of pay attention to your child. Okay, pay attention to them because they are acting in a way that is not showing that they are, happy with life, or that they are secure, or that they are confident. It's like you can tell a confident child, and you can tell from a child who is not getting attention at home, who is being abused. You can tell the difference. Okay. And I'm happy that we do have teachers who do tell the difference and contact those parents, right? Because we do want the youth to have help. Okay. Now, another experience that I've personally had with mask is also social media. Okay, social media is mask is the foundation of social media. Okay, everybody gotta fake it till they make it. And maybe that's where that term came from. Fake it till you make it, because that is what social media is. You got these relationships, these public figure relationships, relationship goals, and then next thing you know, a year later or 3 to 6 months later, now they done broke up, or now everybody is in a business because they putting a business on social media, and that's another thing. Social media, you have to watch what you post on social media, because you will have, and this is gonna roll into relationships. People wearing relationship masks. Okay. So I've ran into instances to where in the past, in my younger days, I used to always share posts about what a good man is, what type of man I want. I used to write long statuses about what type of man I want, what type of characteristic he presents, what type of mindset he had, what he does for the woman, or what I want him to do for me. And I had someone tell me, like, I can look at your page and tell what type of man you want. And that made me feel some type of way, because it's like, hold on, it's like sometimes when you're posting on social media, you could be doing unsubconsciously things like posting things that resonate with you, but not knowing that you have monitoring spirits. Monitoring spirits, people that actually watch your social media to study you and use that against you. Or they can use it as manipulation to get what they want from you. Okay? Be mindful of that. When you actually look at your social media and say, can somebody look and tell what I want in a man? Can somebody look and tell what I want with a woman? Is it showing that I'm insecure? Is it showing that I have trauma with relationships? Because sometimes people will post stuff and they be like, women ain't, men ain't, they all the same. You know what I'm saying? And those are beliefs that you are putting on social media. So people are looking at it like, hold on, I don't want to talk to this person because they think all men are the same. Or they can use that as a window to get in the door, like, hey, I'm gonna show you all men ain't the same, and they'll show you for a little bit, but eventually these people will really study your social media and they'll show you the best version of themselves that sometimes can be a lie. Because eventually that mask will fall off and now you're seeing who they really are. This goes back to what limited beliefs that we're talking about today. I don't think that they'll like the real me. A lot of people are not in a position to be dating. They not making enough money. They don't have their own place. They don't have a car. They got baby mama drama, baby daddy drama. They got a whole lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, but on social media, they make it look good. They making it look good, honey, because they want to attract somebody who is at a higher vibration and hope that they can pull them up there. Okay, they're just praying to have somebody that's going to help them out their situation. But sometimes it's best to just go ahead and be honest with somebody. Be honest with that person. You never know if they will be able to help you, if they will accept you. But you don't ever want to start a foundation off with a lie, because it's going to continue to trickle on throughout the relationship. It's going to be another lie. Basically, it's going to be a relationship based on lies. Okay, when the truth finally come out, now they don't trust you. That's where we mess up at. Instead of us starting out with the truth, instead of us saying, you know what, I'm gonna just be honest. This is what I'm battling with. This is the trauma that I've dealt with, and sometimes you got to be mindful of that as too. You have to pray for discernment, because you could be honest with somebody and they can use your traumas against you. Okay, so this is where faith comes in. Having faith, praying that God is guiding you to where you need to be, to the people who belong in your life, and praying for discernment to reveal the ones who are wearing a mask. So that way that you can, pick and choose who's good and who's not good for you, because God is giving you that. Okay, so enough of that. I'm going to talk about the mask that I actually wear. I'm not going to say that I wear, but these are things that I am healing from, that I'm growing from, that I've asked God to deliver me from. And I am choosing to tell you all about it because, I want to help somebody, and these are things that I've battled with and that have been revealed to me. So I'm going to share it with you. So the first one is perfectionist mask. Okay, perfectionist mask. Now, perfectionist mask is my fear of losing control. Okay, wanting everything to be perfect, wanting to be the perfect wife, the perfect fiance, wanting the perfect family, wanting all of these perfect things, knowing that nothing in this life is perfect. Okay, not even marriages. Sometimes it's going to be things that you go through with your significant other that you have to grow through. You know, people don't know that just like the seasons change, your partner change. Okay, that person, where we mess up is that we think that that person is going to be the same forever. Life happens, you know, so when that person grows, you got to get to know your partner literally every single day. You know, they might like something different today. You know, I might like roses tomorrow, but today I actually like, you know, lilies. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's important to get to know your partner every day, because being a perfectionist and not doing that is going to be your downfall. Because being a perfectionist, you get into a routine. You know, you come home, you cook, you clean, you take care of your partner personal needs, and you go to sleep. Then you wake up, you go to work, you do it all over again. You know what I'm saying? And not knowing that your partner has changed, now they want to do something else. You know, like being a perfectionist, it was my fear of losing control, because I felt like if I wasn't perfect, it wasn't going to work out. It's not going to work out. You know, wanting a perfect job with perfect pay, wanting a perfect business. And being a perfectionist is also a fear of failure. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear that if I'm not perfect at this person is going to tell me no. Fear of rejection is literally a disease, because a lot of people will wear a mask because they are fearing rejection. This goes back to relationships, putting on the mask because you're fearing that that person is going to tell you, no, I'm good, I don't want to talk to you. No, you got too much going on. You know, come at me when you got your life together. You know, and we got to stop doing it. You know, like if there is a rejection in your season, just know that God is pivoting you in a different direction. We have to use rejection as a redirection of our purpose. And I know y'all done heard that before. Okay. Now, another one would be a problem solver mask. Now, this goes into being in a relationship, being at work, you know, looking for problems that you can solve so that way that you can feel secure. This has a lot to do with fear of abandonment. These are things that I found out about myself. These are things that I asked God to deliver me from. And this is what he revealed to me. Okay? You want to fix problems because you fear abandonment. You want to fix problems because you want to feel secure. That is not the way to do that. And when you are a problem solver, you wear that mask. You are setting expectations of, if I solve this is going to happen. For example, if I solve the problem of this man don't have no phone, if I solve the problem that this man don't have no job, if I solve the problem that he's still staying with his mom and just let him stay with me, then he's not going to leave me. He's not going to leave me. If I solve these problems at my job, they're not going to fire me. If I solve these problems with my family, they're going to love me. See what I'm saying? We use problem solving. Sometimes we try to solve problems as manipulation to get what we want. That's basically what it is. Because if I solve this problem, this is what I'm expecting in return. When it shouldn't be like that. Because your intentions is already wrong. You setting expectations of what you will get in return when you're supposed to just do it at the kindness of your heart, because you want to see that person grow, because you want your family to do better. That's why you're choosing to solve their problem, because you want to see this man on his feet with or without you. That's why you're choosing to solve this problem. So I asked God to deliver me from that, because it got to the point where I just felt entitlement. Like I felt like I was entitled to get what I needed from that person because I solved that problem. I became my own cancer, and it used to eat at my spirit. And being a problem solver goes into the next mask, which is being the selfless caregiver mask, which means you're giving and giving and giving and giving, but want something in return. Okay. So that means that you're choosing to give your heart to this person, wanting them to give their heart in return. Okay. It's like you want a balance, you want a scale, right? So if you're going to be a caregiver, you're supposed to do it. This is what God wants. This is what the universe wants. This is what the divine wants. Do stuff at the kindness of your heart, not with setting the expectations of, I want this back. I want this in return for doing this. No. You do it at the kindness of your heart. God, the divine, the universe will give you something in return. It won't be a person. It might be a person. They might give you something through someone. You never know. But all of these has a lot to do with your intentions behind it. If you're expecting something, expect rejection. You're going to expect the unexpected, because you can say that you want this, but you're not going to get that. Okay. And that's what I learned throughout life. Just because I cook for this person, clean for this person, rub their bunions and feet, take care of them, it does not mean that I'm going to get that same love in return. It does not mean that they're going to be a caregiver back to me. Okay. And that had a lot to do with a lack of self-love, not loving myself enough to know that I'm going to do this because it's in me. It's not on me. It's in me to be like this. But I am going to know, I'm going to love myself enough to not expect it in return, but to watch that person's reaction. Okay. You just got to pay attention. If I'm giving and giving and giving, and this person is not deserving, like they don't deserve the type of careness that I'm giving to them, the type of love that I'm giving to them, then God, remove me from the situation. Remove me from that person, because they don't deserve what I am willing to give. They don't deserve the love that I'm giving. I love myself enough to know if I am supposed to be in that situation. Am I being in it because I'm depending on that love back because I don't love myself? So I want somebody else to love me the way that I don't love myself. How is that fair to them? It's not their responsibility to love you the way that you're supposed to love you. You're supposed to go into a situation already feeling love. You know, you're not supposed to go into a situation to feel a void. It's not that person's responsibility to fix you. It's not. And it's not fair for me to fix someone, focus on fixing them when I need to fix myself. That's too much responsibility for one person, so don't do it. Don't do it. Now, the next one coincides with being a caregiver, a selfless caregiver. Wearing that mask is people pleasing. Wearing a people pleasing mask, which means that you are choosing to please people because you don't want rejection. You don't want abandonment. And you don't have boundaries. That's basically what you're saying when you're choosing to please people. If somebody tell you to let's go do this or let's go do that, and you're saying yes when you know that it's wrong, you know that it's not for you. You're choosing to engage in something because you want to be a part of something. You want to be their friend. You want company. You're scared to be alone. A lot of women do that. We will people please a man because we're scared to be alone. We'll people please our family because nobody taught us about boundaries. So we say yes to everything, knowing that See, a lot of times when you're a people pleaser, you feel when something is not for you, but you avoid it. You ignore it. And you say, I got a feeling that this is not right, but I'm going to do it anyway because this is going to bring me a friend. And I'm tired of being alone. This is going to bring me a man. And I'm tired of being alone. I want this job because my homegirls, they work there. I'm a people pleaser at my job. So I can feel accepted. So I can fit in with everybody. Like, that has a lot to do with seeking validation. You need other people around you to validate you and who you are. That's what I battle with. People pleasing, what God revealed to me is that when you are a people pleaser, you are just seeking validation. That's it. You want people to validate who you are. That's no. Validation is an addiction. Validation is an addiction. Seeking validation on an idea. Seeking validation on how you look today, how you feel today. Seeking validation. Oh, I want to start this business, but everybody doing it. Let me ask somebody. Nah, I don't think you should do that because everybody doing it. Oh, I want to start a podcast. Let me ask what they. Nah, you don't want to do that because everybody got a podcast. Everybody is not you. Everybody is not you, and that's the thing that we have to realize. When you are stepping into your authenticity, that's when you love yourself enough to know everybody is not me. So I'm gonna do it different. I know me. Okay. And I love me. And I know what I bring to the journey. I know what I bring to the table. I know my journey. I know what God has brought me out of. I know what I've learned. God revealed to me my purpose. So I don't need no validation on what I need to do. Because she already validated for me. Okay. Now, the next one is the I'm fine mask. Now, with this mask, I can understand when you will say I'm fine. We are energetic beings. So if something is going on with you and you say I'm fine, sometimes people can feel that. Sometimes your spirit will pull on people without you even knowing because something is wrong. And that I'm fine, people can feel you're not fine. You're not fine. They can feel that energy. So an alternative, because I used to say I'm fine too, and I find that when you say I'm fine, sometimes people can say, are you sure? You sure you're okay? Or you could be like, fine, that's it. So I started to pivot from saying I'm fine to saying I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Because no matter what negativity or what negative situation I'm in to make me feel down, to make my energy low, or to make me sad or anything like that have my mindset in a negative mindset to where all I can say is today my life is fine, I'm blessed. Because no matter what situation I am in, I know that God is going to get me up out of there. And I'm going to claim it. I'm going to put my stamp on it and say, I am blessed because I am. No matter how I woke up this morning, no matter if I had a flat tire on my way to work, I'm still blessed because I'm still here. And I am given an opportunity to overcome that situation. That's why I'm blessed. Because I can choose to change my energy from that situation. I don't have to stay at I'm mad. I don't have to stay in that. My dude broke up with me. I've been crying in the car all morning. Somebody asked me, how am I doing? I'm fine. No, I'm blessed. Because I know that there are lessons in that situation and God pulled me out of that situation. So now I got to think about, what did I learn? What did I learn from that situation? And that goes into the last mask, the busy bee mask. The busy bee mask. When you are going through something and you decide to keep busy, You decide to keep moving because you don't want to think about what you went through or what you are going through. Now, being a busy bee, having that busy bee mask, it can be a blessing and a curse. What that means is you can have that busy bee mask on if it is serving your purpose. When I say that, I mean, if you are going through something, let's say you're going through something, and the way that you keep busy is instead of staying in that place, or instead of distracting yourself, you're distracting yourself by pouring into your spirit. Instead of me saying, oh, he broke up with me, why me, da 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 da. Okay, God, what did I learn from this situation? See, this is when you got to be alone. You can't be a busy bee with somebody else. That's not how that works. I'm not saying be a busy bee by go getting busy. That's what no. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is being a busy bee is pouring into your spirit. Figuring out what did I learn in the season with that relationship? Because the whole point of dissecting yourself, being by yourself, thinking about the lessons, thinking about what you took from that situation so that way that you can get to your blessings, is because sometimes when we are in those type of situations, we just building trauma on top of trauma on top of trauma. Now we hate all men. Now we hate all women because this one person did us wrong, or that situation didn't go the way that it was planned. So now I'm about to be single. I don't want to date nobody. No, don't do that. Don't do that. No. What you want to do is think about the lessons, and take the personal out of it. You have to think logical, because having all those emotions and your ego takes over because, like I said, you set expectations of that particular situation. You thought it was going to go a certain way, but it didn't. But think about it. This is when you have to have faith. No matter what you believe in. If you believe in the divine, the universe, God, whatever you believe in, this is when you have faith and say, why did I have to pivot out this situation? What did I learn from this situation? How can I heal from this situation? So the way that I can continue to grow. Because we already deal with childhood trauma. We already deal with teenage trauma. We have all of these traumas that we have to heal. So we don't want to continue to build on those traumas. We don't want to continue to anything that go wrong. We think about it in a negative aspect instead of thinking about it in a growth mindset and saying, you know what did I take from this? What can I learn from this? How can I evolve from this? That's how you be a busy bee. You be busy working on you and your spirit. You do things that feed your spirit. So that way that you can still be abundant. You can still get all the blessings that belong to you, but you have to change your mindset. You have to go into a growth mindset. You can't go into a low vibrational mindset to where now you want to get your get back and go talk to Tom, Dick, and Harry. Now you want to talk to the girl who you never wanted to talk to, who got all these issues and all of this stuff. You want to go talk to her because now you need a rebound. Now you want to go smoke. Now you want to go drink. Now you want to use all of these different defensive mechanisms to get over that healing when all you doing is putting a cover over it. And then when you come back, it's still going to be there. Okay. So all of these things are masks that I prayed God to bring me out of. I prayed for a growth mindset. I prayed to get out of that. I knew that the way that I was moving, being a perfectionist, stuff like that, my spirit used to be overwhelmed. Being a busy bee, working all these hours, overworking myself. Calling my home girl and telling her everything that went on. Calling my sister, my mom, and telling them everything that I went on. But it's like I'm still not getting to the root. I'm still not healing. Sometimes talking about it can be healing, but you have to sit with yourself. Sit with God. Meditate. Journal. You got to get it out in a healthy way that is going to help you serve your purpose. You know, because everything is a lesson. Everything. Life is about lessons. We have these lessons to get us to where we need to be as far as our purpose. Again, thank you all for tuning in to Unlearn to Transform podcast. If this resonates with you, please drop a comment. Okay. If you have a mask that you feel that you wear and you want to release yourself from that mask, if it's put on your heart to drop in a comment, drop it in a comment. Like I always say, you never know who you are helping in this season. By liking, by commenting, by subscribing, following, word of mouth, letting people know about the podcast. Because in this season, we are choosing to heal. We are choosing to uproot these toxic beliefs that are preventing us from pursuing our purpose. Okay. So again, this is Victoria, the coach. And thank you all for tuning in. Y'all have a blessed day.